Hi, it's Treblin. I'm in the Localofa kitchen, and today is Wednesday, and I think it's the 24th of November 2021. Okay, so I'm preparing my evening meal, and tonight here I've got in this place here prepared. I've got green bell pepper chopped, I've got courgette chopped, I've got some spring onions. There's one underneath. I've got way down underneath here some ordinary onions as well. So it's going to be very green. Over here I've got 2 tomatoes which are roughly chopped, and of course I've got my spices out. So I've decided to approach this differently today. So I'm going to make a stir fry. So the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to actually marinate or spice up my tomatoes first. So I'm starting with ground coriander, and the packets are getting low now, but so I'm going to put in here 1 teaspoonful of ground coriander. That's done. Here I've got ground cumin, and I'm going to put in here 1 teaspoonful of ground cumin. Now there, teaspoonful of ground cumin. In here I have some garam masala, which is the Indian mixed spice, and there's a combination of different stuff inside here. So I'm taking the same spoon and putting a generous teaspoonful there. And my final ingredients, before I add the salt and the garlic granules, is good old turmeric. And make sure that you don't spill this stuff because it's nasty. And I think I'm going a bit low, look at that. So I'll just tip the packet in. Now, okay. We've got a little bit left in there. Now I'm going to add some garlic granules into it. Take the top off, do it properly. Put some garlic granules into here. And I'm going to add some salt, which I've got in the trusty, whoops, I've tightened that, So I'm just going to, I'll give it a fair dollop of salt in. That's it. Fair bit of salt gone in there. I'm going to stir that up and leave the tomatoes to get all seasoned up with that. So what's the plan? Well, I'll tell you what the plan is. The plan is to put this in the wok with ghee. So I'll be using ghee in the wok. I'll be stir frying this in the wok. Putting this in the wok, stir fry it up, mix it up. Add the tomatoes. And then I've got these bare naked, these are konjac noodles. And I bought these the other day from Home Bargains. I bought these from, and there's 250 grams in here, and the carbohydrate content per 100 grams is 0.6 grams. So 200 grams is 1.2 grams, and 0.3 grams is like 1.5. It's less than half a teaspoonful of sugar in there. So that's going to be my evening meal tonight, and obviously I might add up something else along the way. But whatever you're doing, I hope you're staying safe. Thanks to those who joined us on our twice weekly Zoom meeting, but we had one on Wednesday this morning. And I hope to catch up with you again really soon. So whatever you're doing, stay Localofa and stay safe. Continuing on from what I was saying earlier, with the meal that I prepared, I'm going to be adding some other ingredients. I've got some garlic paste here, which I'm going to be adding to the tomatoes as they marinate in those spices. And I've got some ginger paste here as well, which I love. I'm not going to be adding any chilies to it. I might add some pepper though. So that's the next move now. This is the tomato and spice powder mix that I've got. So I'm going to add some garlic paste in. If I can get the lid off these jars. These jars are not meant for old people to open. I haven't got a good grip really, but there you go. So I'm going to put a decent amount of garlic in there. because chili without curry without garlic is useless. God, I can never get these lids off. There we go. I usually ask Anne to take them off for me. She's got a far better grip than I have, and I'm being serious now. That's the ginger. So I'm going to be adding 2 generous dollops of ginger. I'm going to give that a mix in here. Now, I've never tried doing this before, so I have no idea whether I'm just being, you know, a little bit flashy. I'm not saying that it's going to be a good result. I have no idea at all. I'm just hoping that mixing these tomatoes with these spices and then adding it into the wok, it might just flavour it in a different way, in a new way for me anyway. So there you go. So that's the mix done. I say done. It's nice and moist and wet, so lots of flavour in there. Here's my wok. This is my go-to wok, courtesy of Asda. Put some heat underneath it. I'll get the ghee going. This is ghee that we've. This is ghee that we use to cook the chicken thighs with. So I'll put some ghee into there. So this has been reclaimed from the chicken thighs. When we cook the chicken thighs, we pour it off and save it. Try and put that on the heat. I haven't got it on the best jet here. I've got a hotter jet over there. I'll just have to move the camera back a little bit. Nothing new here though. Just move this here so you can just see what I'm going to do. I'm trying to do this so that it gives you some information. We're speaking on our Zoom meeting this morning. It was good speaking with Jono. Jono likes his stir fries. So I've chopped all the veggies up and just tip it in. That's all there is to it. Nice and easy. Stir it up. That's why it's called a stir fry, because you stir it up. I've got some cabbage which I'm going to put into here as well. The cabbage has already been cooked. I just love cabbage. So in here, what we've got chopped onions, we've got celery, we've got spring onions, we've cut courgettes, and we've got some green bell pepper. Shame we didn't have a red bell pepper, it would have added a different colour. But there you go, it's all green. And it's all full of nutrients. And it's all natural food, it's not processed food. And we're using ghee in conjunction with the fat that we managed to pour off those chicken thighs, which I just love cooking. I'll be using the chicken thighs in this meal here as well. So I'll just get the cabbage. So there's the cabbage. Already cooked. I'm not going to add it all in because I know that Anne wants some for her meal. And she's not having the same as me. And these are the chicken thighs which we cooked a couple of days back. And they've already been spiced, but they'll go into the stir fry as well. So, just stir these up now. I'm also going to be adding these noodles in, which I mentioned and spoke about before. So I'm going to pause the video, drain the noodles, and I'll come back later when it's ready to have the tomatoes and the cabbage put in. I'm now going to be using these noodles. They don't need to be in the fridge or a freezer before you use them. They've got a great shelf life. Just cut the top off, and there's a packet inside. So that's the packet with all the food in it. You need yourself a little sieve or a strainer, and it's a case of cutting these open, pouring them into the sieve, and then really giving them a good washing. So the instructions are quite simple. Tip them into the just smells like salty water, but I'll just give them a good wash. And I will be adding these into the stir fry. So I'll just follow the instructions always. We'll come back later. Over here I've been in bags, little freezer bags, some stock which we reclaimed off the chicken thighs. So when you pull the oil and the fat off the chicken thighs and you put it into a container, it separates into stock and into the fat. So I've got the stock here. It's jelly. There you go. Beautiful. And I'm going to add that into my stir fry. So that's pure chicken stock. No stock used there. This is the stir fry so far. So I'm going to add this into there. Turn the heat up. Give it a chance to infuse. I haven't added any salt to this at all, because there will be some salt in the spices that's in the stock, and there will be some salt, as you saw when I mixed the tomatoes earlier with the spices. I put salt in. It might need more salt in, but that's where we're up to at the moment. So I'm just going to stir this and let the stock dissolve so I get a nice creamy sauce. Well, it's not going to be creamy, but I'll have a nice gravy. And then we'll be adding the noodles afterwards, and then obviously the chicken and the cabbage will be going in. So we're not there yet, but well on our way. There you go. It's easy really, isn't it? It's just a hot salad. That's all it is. It's just a hot salad. I'll just have a slurp of my coffee whilst this continues. Oh yeah, can't do without my coffee. It's looking good, it's bubbling away there. So we'll come back in a minute. I'm going to add the tomatoes and the spices now. And this is going to be curry flavoured, obviously, because I've used those Asian spices. I've used ground coriander, ground cumin, and I've used the garam masala. And this had some garlic granules on it, but I added the garlic paste. So this should now give it a nice colour. And this is just so easy to do. You know, people say, have you got a recipe? You don't need a recipe. It's a hot salad. It's just food. So I'll put some of this cabbage in. Take a bit out, put a bit much in there, I think. I need some for my good lady. Look at that. That's nice and thick. That gravy, that sauce is, look at that, really, really beautiful, the consistency in that, look at that. And that wasn't complicated, that didn't take long. Just a hot salad with some spices. So I'm going to turn the heat down on this, and I'll be putting my chicken thighs in it. I'm back with the noodles, so I'm going to pour these noodles in here. They've had a good draining. In the background you can hear the microwave's going. I've got my chicken thighs in the microwave because I'm not going to put them cold into here. So I'm going to give them some heat. And these konjac noodles are, that's what they are, the konjac noodles. In here will give it just a different texture. There's no real taste in these noodles. They just bulk it out. That's all they do, really. So you can't say they taste nice. You either like the texture and the fact that, you know, it's on your plate. I like to mix mine in. These are my chicken thighs, 5 of them, which is going into there. That's the beauty of cooking these chicken thighs. You can, you know, just have them ready for different types of meals. So I'm just going to bury them in here. Then I'll put the lid on and I'll just leave this to simmer. I mean, it's ready to eat now, but it's too early for me. I've just had a little taste. It doesn't need any more salt because there's enough salt with the stock that came off the chicken, because that would have had my spice mix on it, and there's some salt and some of that spice mix on the chicken itself, so it's quite good actually. So I'll put the lid on, keep the gas low, that's low, and I'll just let that simmer away, and that's it. That's my meal for tonight. I love watching your meals. I love seeing the meals that you cook. Fabulous meals out there. But stir fries is mainly my go-to meal. I know different people do different types of meals. Some of you are really into your stews and your salads. And I just love food. That's what got me into trouble in the first place. But anyway, I'll show you the plate at the end of the cooking session, just before I eat and dive into it. So whatever you're having for your meal, hope you enjoy it. Take care, look after each other, and thanks again for joining us on our Zoom meetings. Look forward to seeing more of you. Come on now, let's get together, because if you're not joining in, you're missing out. Take care, bye now.